Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. New cap, incidentally. What do you think? Team De Vere. De Vere Cycles, very nice cycle shop in South London, and a very nice cycling club as well, if you're looking for a cycling club. What are we talking about today? Well, Rapha 500. Yes, I bet some of you have signed up for Rapha 500, and for those of you who don't know what Rapha 500 is, it's like in the nature of a challenge started by Rapha, that ultra expensive clothing brand. And the thing is, you have to ride 500 kilometres. Yes, this is very much a European thing. It's not a British event. You have to ride 500 kilometres between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve inclusive, and in previous years you had to do it on the road, but they have now said you can do it on the turbo as well. Now the thing about Rapha 500 is, how do I know you're going to do Rapha 500? You're going to tell me. How do I know you're doing Rapha 500? You're going to put it on Strava. And how do I know you've done Rapha 500? Well, you're going to tell me, and you're going to show me your badge. And let me let you into a little secret. Nobody cares. We couldn't give a toss if you're doing Rapha 500. We couldn't care less that you went out in the rain and the snow and the hail and you rode your bike. We couldn't care less that you're such a hard man of cycling, you didn't want to stay in the warm. We couldn't care less that there's nobody significant in your life, that you don't have a family, that you don't have any friends you want to spend time with at Christmas. All you want to do is go out and ride your bike. Nobody cares. But you want to do it, you enjoy it, and you wallow in it, matey, and you make sure you tell us all about it, because we want to know, even though we couldn't care less. But I've been doing a little bit of research, and it turns out that Rapha 500 has got some competition. Yes, for those of us who don't want to do that dreary 500 kilometres outside between Christmas and New Year, there are a few other challenges that we can do. And the first one that I found, and this one's open to absolutely everybody, it's not restricted to that period of time, it covers the whole of December, and it's called, yes, Jaffa 500. You know Jaffa cakes? You know those dark chocolate, gooey, orangey filled, cakey things that really aren't very nice, but you liked when you were younger? Well, the challenge is you eat 500 of them between December the 1st and December the 31st. That's it, as simple as that. You can't share them with anybody else. Don't give them to people who are hungry. You've got to eat them all yourself. And if you feel a little bit queasy in the middle of it, well, stick to the challenge, because there's a virtual Jaffa cake that Strava is going to give that you can put on your profile. The next one is called e-bike 150. Now, as some of you will know, I have bought an e-bike, and a number of you have also got e-bikes, and the 150 is you have to ride 150 miles on a single battery charge on your e-bike. Now, I have a couple of suggestions here. I suggest you don't go too far away from home. You might want to do, let's say, a mile radius of your house and just go round and round in circles, because if you run out of battery, you're gonna be stuffed. You don't want to go 75 miles away and then say, I know I can ride 75 miles back, because yes, of course you can ride your bike once the battery is flat, but it is hard. You do not want to be riding up hills on an e-bike with a flat battery. So if you can achieve, and it can be done, yes, it can be done, people in America have done it, it can be done. If you achieve it, you will get a virtual e-bike 150 badge which you can put on your Strava page. Now the next one, and this one is this one's an enjoyable one that many people can do, and a lot of cyclists are going to enjoy doing it, and it's called the Aldi 99. Now you'll know Aldi, the supermarket, and you'll know that they have a number of cycling items. So the challenge is to spend £99 in Aldi on cycling items. Now, it's not as easy as you might at first think. I did it last year. It was a bit of a struggle, and I tell you what I've got a list here. I got 2 pairs of bib shorts. I got 3 long sleeve jerseys. I got 2 short sleeve jerseys. I got a cap, not this one, different cap. I got 4 cycling helmets. I got a pair of lights, front lights and rear lights. I got a pump. I got a smart turbo, almost as good as a Wahoo kicker. Not quite as good, but pretty good nonetheless. I got 47 water bottles. I got a bottom bracket, a pair of pedals, a bike stand, a complete set of tools, not quite as good as park tools, but they are tools. And then I got a titanium bike, and that was all for 99 quid. So the kind of value that you can find in Aldi is incredible. Takes a bit of time. You're going to need a few trolleys to carry all of your stuff, but Aldi 99. Spend 99 quid in Aldi and you could get the virtual badge. Yes, now, some of you who are familiar with indoor turbo riding, you'll know about Zwift, you'll know about Sufferfest, you'll know about Ruby, you'll know about Full Gas. But the ones who really know, the people like me who've been doing indoor turbo training for a while, we know that the real one to use is Trainer Road. Yes, Trainer Road is absolutely brilliant. And Trainer Road bore 10, right, is where you have to bore 10 people to tears, and this is between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, about how much better Trainer Road is than Zwift and Sufferfest and Full Gas and Ruby and all the others. So it doesn't matter where you meet the 10. You might meet them in the pub if pubs are open. You might meet them at work if you're going to work. You might meet them on the road if you're out on the road. But it has to be 10 people. Can't be from the same family. They've got to be, can't be from your support bubble either. It's got to be 10 different people that you've got to nab, buttonhole and bore. And there has to be tiers. So you'll need to take your phone or your camera with you. You'll have to take a picture. You have to take a picture of the tiers because you'll need to put that on Strava if you want to get your Trainer Road Bore 10 badge tiers badge. Now, the next challenge is fairly simple. You do need to be of a certain age to do this, and it's called Back in the Day, Day 5. And all it is, you have to buttonhole for only 5 people this time, not 10 as in Trainer Road, only 5 people. They can't be from your family, can't be from your support bubble, but you have to find 5 people. And you have to tell them about how back in the day things were better, how you didn't have carbon bikes, you didn't have disc brakes, you didn't have tubeless tyres, you didn't have Di2, you didn't have e-bikes, you didn't have all the other things that make cycling worthwhile. And you have to buttonhole these people and you have to drive them out of their silly little minds about how much better it was back in the day. Now, some of you who have more money than sense will have a Watt bike. And a Watt bike is basically a stationary bike, but it's a very expensive stationary bike. And the Watt bike WTF is how you go around and you find only 2 people, right? You've got to find 2 people who also have a Watt bike. Yes, 2 people who also have a Watt bike. And you get together and you just talk about how much better the Watt bike is than the Wahoo Kicker or the Tax Neo or the Saris or the Cyclops or any other the turbo systems that you might find. Peloton, how much better it is than Peloton, or that new one that I've seen, Gruppetto. And it's the Watt bike WTF is about how much better the Watt bike is. And you'll get a virtual badge from Strava. You'll be able to pin it up onto your wall. You'll be able to put it onto your virtual beep shorts as well. So Watt bike WTF. That's a nice challenge. The next one is called the rim brake wrap. Now, we all know that disc brakes are rubbish. We all know that we want to save the rim brake, that rim brakes won X many stages at the Tour de France. We know that none of the Grand Tours were won on were won on disc brakes. So we know that rim brakes were best. So this one, you don't need anybody else for this. You can do this entirely on your own. It's like one of those solitary activities that you read about in the manuals. You can just sit in your living room or your bedroom, on the toilet, wherever it is, and you do the rim brake wrap. rap, and you just say to yourself over and over again how rim brakes are better than disc brakes are rubbish. Okay, can you remember that? Rim brakes are better than disc brakes are rubbish. Rim brakes are better than disc brakes are rubbish. Okay, can you remember that? Try and keep the tune, and keep it going, and that's the rim brake rap. You'll need your phone because you need to take pictures of it, possibly not in the toilet. Put those pictures up on the Gram or Snapchat or whichever social media platform that you use, and you'll get a virtual rim brake badge that you can do with you whatever you want. Now, getting close to the end now. And this last one, this is a tough one, and it's called Lancelot. Yes, we all know that Lance Armstrong was seriously mistreated when he was banned for life after cheating and winning 7 Tours de France, or did he? And the fact is, you defend him, right? You think Lance Armstrong was actually okay, and it was stolen, and everybody else was doping, and he just did it better than everybody else. So it's really unfair that he got banned for life. He ought to be able to do mountain bike races or triathlons or whatever it is. And have you heard his commentary on that We Do podcast thing? It does. It's really good. So the Lancelot, right, is you don't need anybody else for this. You can do it on Facebook. You can find people on Facebook or on Twitter. Yes, you can do it on Twitter. Put something on Twitter, and it's called the Lancelot. And throughout that period, and this does run like Rapha 500 between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, about how Lancelot was outdone of his real achievements, which was to win the Tour de France 7 times. Now, the final one, and this one is, oh, by the way, you don't get a badge for the Lancelot one. That's because it's a bit different from everybody else, because it's done worse than everybody else, because it's more successful than everybody else. You don't get a badge, okay? You get to keep your 7 Tour de France jerseys. You can put them on the wall. You can take your photograph taken, Instagram, Snapchat, put it up there. But this last one is my favourite. Marco Pantani Il Pirata, the greatest cyclist of all time who never doped. And this is called the Pantani Panettone. You can get it in Marks and Spencer's. You can get it in Morrison's. Panettone, you know, it's a bit like a bread. It's a bit like a cake. It's fairly dry. It's got sugar on top. It's very expensive. You only see it for sale at Christmas. It's like turkeys and the John Lewis advert. But the Pantani Panettone, it's a special one that's coming out this year. It's quite a thin one. It's quite bald on the top, and it's dusted with kind of white powder on the top. But they call it sugar, but it could be something else. And you've got to eat it. And the thing about a Pantani Panettone is you've got to eat it before New Year's Eve, otherwise it gets really hard, it gets really stale, it gets really unpleasant. But you can tell everybody, you can tell all your friends, you can buttonhole 20, 30, 40, 50 people if you like about how Marco Pantani was the greatest cyclist who ever lived. He never doped, it was all a lie, unlike Lance Armstrong, who did actually dope. Pantani never doped, and he was the best. He was absolutely the best. He could climb mountains like nobody's business, and without anything in his veins at all, except an occasional small piece of panettone which he ate while he was cycling. So the Pantani Panettone is the final one of my Rapha 500 alternative challenges. You can find these all on the internet. You may need to do a search. You can use Google. You can use other search engines. Don't mind which one it is. But make sure you sign up for the challenges. Make sure you tell all your friends, because unlike Rapha 500, of which nobody could care less whether you're doing it or not, we really want to know if you're doing these other challenges. So make sure you do it. Make sure you tell me when you finished it. Leave a comment at the bottom of my videos. If you like these videos, please subscribe. The money raised goes to a food bank. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.